Can y'all still hear me? Because I'm going to be like wandering around a lot because it's better if I'm moving targets so the tomatoes don't hit full impact. I like to start off. It's like I had a conversation. I wanted to make sure I added this. It's like someone was talking about how they had just started working in the community and trying to understand the community here in Dublin, and they were like, well, we need a bigger security community. It's like this is a good place to start. And it's like, and they were already putting in time as a volunteer. So it's like, and I reminded them, it's like, well, you understand that it's like without you creating this community, it's like by creating this conference and volunteering, there would be no reason for me to be here. It's like, so they're the actual rock stars. It's like, I'm not a rock star. I'm a roadie. It's like, but they're the rock stars that actually get this stuff done and get this stuff working. So it's like, I'm very appreciative of their hospitality, very appreciative of what they've done. So that's community service. It's like, it's one thing to get up on stage and have everybody like, oh, look at me, it's like talk and stuff. It's another thing to do the stuff behind the scenes that no one knows and still puts in that time to make this happen. So thank you guys for that. And thank you for having me. It's like, this is an offensive talk here. Well, most of my talks are offensive, but this is the one where I talk about technical stuff. So I have to have my legal disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, but I have played one on the internet successfully. When I talk about how I'm going to try to steal from you or kill you or ruin you financially, remember the kittens. I'm adorable. I won't try to steal from you, kill you, or ruin you unless you pay me first. There's always a contract, okay? Most of the time. It's like, there's always a contract. So I changed the title a little bit for the talk. I hope you don't mind, but bear with me. The new talk is called Perceptions from a Blue Tractor to a Blue and Black Dress, because this whole talk is about perception. You know, it's like, how do we perceive things? And I think one of the funnest things that we perceived is that we perceived, tractors, that's what grows our vegetables. But they also take tanks. Who knew, right? It's like, I didn't realize that. It's like, I think it's a hilarious fact to find out. It's also an unfortunate fact to find out, but it's still sort of hilarious. Okay. It's like, so, that was, from there. And don't worry. I don't have anybody sponsor me. There's no way I'm ever getting top secret clearance or anything like that. So I say what I freaking want to say. It's like, so sorry, don't at me, bro. These are just me. The most boring slide in the deck is the one where you're supposed to tell like, hey, this is what I do. It's like, if you want to know, I live tweet my life. It's like, it's my live journal, on Twitter. Jayson Street is where all the blurbs and abouts are. Hacker Adventures is where my cool stuff, where my pictures are, where these will be eventually. But I do things. I like riding my motorcycle. I like speaking. I like telling people that they're wrong on news interviews. And I like, exploring, been on shows, and I love playing No Man's Sky, which is a good game. So that's me. It's like, anything else, it's like, hopefully the rest of the stuff will show you why I was up here talking. We're going to cover stuff with where to go to find information that factors in and facilitates the attack, crafting the attack to be the most effective using humans as the flaw, not the technology, and how to defend against these types of attacks but still conduct business. Now, one of the things is like, I'm going to be talking about a lot of real world engagement things, not online stuff. It's like people but I use online to gather some of the stuff for the physical, but we need to understand they're almost identical. It's like we've intertwined. It's like people think, when I used to work for a bank, it's like I used to tell them, it's like that big shiny, metal monstrosity vault thing that looks really cool. That's not where the money is. Who wants that? It's like the computer terminal is where your bank vault is. That's where I want to rob. It's like if I go into a place and I rob them with a shotgun and a ski mask, I'm going to have a bad day. You know why? Because most of the tellers and people are trained for that. I have 100% success rate for robbing banks because I don't wear a ski mask and shotgun. I wear usually a suit or a jacket I've worn a DEF CON leather jacket and Thundercat tennis shoes one time in another country and did it successfully. It's like, but I had a Microsoft badge and I'm like using a USB drive, not a shotgun. So it's perceptions. And so we're going to go talk more about that. And I want to show that. First, I want to show how I actually figure this out. Disclaimer, I do not use Maltego. I do not do advanced, okay? If you want someone up here talking about the 0 days they popped or knots that they sled or any of those things, it's not this guy, okay? This stuff is so easy, even I can do it. We've got to figure out how to look at the basic stuff. You hear about APT all the time. I mean, I already heard someone say APT. Do you know what APT really stands for? An adequate fishing technique. That is APT. Period. It's like, and I love it because I'm not going to credit who I got it from because I stole it from a guy from the FBI at a conference once. And it's like, I just think that's even more humorous. What I like to do is bad. I just do bad. Basic, adorable, destruction. I just go in and I try to mess you up and F you up the most worst possible way that I can. I only do 2 hours of Google. I do not use my TIG. I do not use any kind of Recon NG. I do not use those tools or methods. I'm usually spending 1 hour and 45 minutes to successfully compromise a financial institution in Jamaica. Was the longest I've ever taken to create my fish, my pretext was 1 hour and 45 minutes. That was like, if you know how bad my ADHD is, that was a very long time, people. Okay. It's like, that was like, and I wasn't even getting to play. Usually I'll play, I do it and I'm playing like Warcraft or I'm not playing that anymore now, but I'm playing, No Man's Sky or something like that. But no, I had to like actually just do that for 1 hour and 45 minutes. But, and I'll find the information. And so I use those tools. I use basic tools, to do these compromises. So I start off with Google. I want to give an example of how I do it. So I like to pick different targets. I will say I like to preface everybody that I show that I could have potentially compromised, and I will be showing videos of someone that I actually have compromised. Understand one important thing. I could do it to you. It's like, I can do it. Don't make fun of these people. Well, E&Y just a little bit, but it's like the New York branch. I tried to get a job with them when I was first getting out. And because I didn't have a college degree, they totally nixed me. I got everything correct. All the technical stuff, all the rest of the interviews went perfect, but I didn't have a piece of paper. So I'm petty. So I'm using them as my example. But the whole thing is, it's like you don't make fun of them because it could have been just anybody else. So I'm not one of those red teamers that like to be that arrogant, infantile, toxic masculinity, like punch them in the face and see if they got a plan. It's idiotic and infantile, and we got to grow up beyond that. It's like we're supposed to be there as their advocate, not their adversary. So I wanted to go and I wanted to rob the main New York office because they really don't like me because ironically enough, 5 years after they denied me, I went to their extreme hacking course, and on the first day, I showed them an MS SQL vulnerability that was internet facing on their IP address, and they weren't pleased. But so I want to go after the New York office because petty, and here we are, and I look at it, and now you don't say this is Ernst & Young's headquarters, but this is very important. It says Ernst & Young on the building. But does Ernst & Young actually run that building? I mean, yeah, Tony Stark had a great building. Do you think he was collecting rent? Do you think he was making sure the Starbucks was there doing their job? No. There's a property management company that handles these properties. I don't have to attack Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young is a security-ish company. It's like, it's like they've got checks and balances. There's nobody from Ernst & Young. I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop, slamming on you, but I'm sorry. But it's like, they're a security company, so they're not going to have all their stuff out there. They're going to be way more secure. But their property management company is not in the business of security and consulting. It's for selling office space. So that's who I want to go after. So what's the name of the building? Oh, well, they're at 5 Times Square, and what a coincidence. That's the name of the company, original. It's like, so here's 5 Times Square, luxury office space. It is. I've been there. Very nice. Too fancy for me. And on their website, they show you. Here are the dining areas. Here are the hotels and office neighbors. These are all the places Ernst & Young employees may be hanging out at or going to or staying at when they're visiting from locations or going to lunch or going to get something for breakfast if it's not in their lobby. It's like, so right there, I know exactly where to do my badge cloners. It's like, now I know exactly where to start compromising certain things or sending out emails for lunchtime specials to Ernst & Young employees from these locations. Remember the good old days when you had to go into dumpsters and you had like a shady guy you had to meet to get the bank blueprints and stuff, from a guy? It's like, I literally found bank blueprints in a dumpster once. It was amazing. I spent a lot of time in dumpsters. I mean, I used to live behind one when I was homeless, but it's like, I'm familiar with them, but that was the best score I ever got was actually the bank blueprints. It's like, but we don't have to do that anymore because we've got the internet. It's like, and we got property management that needs to sell office space. But I mean, how good are they really going to be at office space, right? It's like, how much are they going to show you? Because it's like, I'd like to get some good detail. Oh, wait, hold on. I do. This is very good. This is their concourse floor plan. This is their lobby floor plan. And what I like is not this. Don't ever look at the stuff that's highlighted. It's like, you look at the stuff that's grayed out. Because here's where I'm going to be breaking in through the back door, through the storage area. It's like, I love going through the freight elevator because you know why? They've got guards here. They're scary. They're making sure people coming in, they're checking everything. They're like, whoa, hold up, dude. I'm just trying to rob you. Back off a little bit, It's like, no, I don't like going through here. I come in here with a package and trust me, I've too many times. It's like, just run, I'm doing a delivery upstairs. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll be in. It's like, that's what I like. I like that way better. But what happens when I get up there? Now I'm like, where'd I go? Perception. That's the whole thing that runs through this whole thing is perception. Because I need to know as much as I can about the floor plans of a building so I can walk naturally. When someone questions me, I can say, I'm going to the electrical closet right down there to the right by the bathroom. Boom. I'm trusted because I knew exactly where it was. How could I know that? It's like I go to architects' websites because they'll showcase when you do new renovations or when you have a certain architect that will do your office space. I have robbed people because of those. It's like because I've been able to see where their things are located and how to get in and bypass the receptionist from the architect's website. It's like I don't have to do that here because, there's the floor plans for all the different kinds of floors they have. And once again, what am I looking at? Oh, they really don't want you to see this. Why? It's like, I don't know. Because it shows you where the elevator, where the electrical closet, where all the other devices are. More importantly, not only does it show you where the mailroom is, because let's face it, because it's probably the mailroom right here, it shows you where it goes out of. So it shows you exactly where to turn or which way to go to make it look like you're naturally going through. Do you know how to get out of freight elevators? Because usually freight elevators, people will tell me, but Jayson, don't they have like those little dead man locks where it's like you can't, get in? It's like, most of them. That's where cell phones come in. I spent 15 minutes in Boston in the freight elevator like this. And I literally was talking to someone at some point, and then I talked to another person, and no one wanted to talk to me anymore, so I was just like hanging. It's like, and then someone comes up the freight elevator, and then I just go, oh, wait, hold on a second. No, you don't have to get me. Don't worry. Someone just showed up. They'll let me in. I'll meet you in your office. Sorry to bother you. It's like, oh, thank you. It's like, and they let me in. Or it's even better. I don't know about all fire codes, but like in America, the fire codes are very simple. There has to be a motion sensor on the inside part of the door. So even if it's secured lock on the outside, people can just go by and the motion sensor triggers. But what happens when people are just walking by it? It still triggers. So you just listen really good. It's like, and you wait to hear that little click and you walk in just like you're supposed to be there. This was still hard to see. I didn't like that one. Oops. There we go. It's like very little bitty buttons on this thing. Okay. There's the uncensored version. That's much easier to see, right? I appreciate that. It's like, and And another thing that I wanted to do is show you, I don't use my parents' basement. It's like, well, I don't talk to them, but it's like, they don't have a basement. So darn, it's like, I would be, trust me, 100%. If my house had a basement, I would be in that basement with no shame whatsoever. Those are cool. It's like, no, I was at the Panera Bread robbing them, eating pizza and Diet Pepsi. That's how easy it is. The reason why I showed that is because I'm usually in your lobby at your Starbucks or your local cafe doing the same thing. It's like doing that. Oh, well, I mean, not just doing that. Usually if I'm at your location, I'm also, running a Wi-Fi pineapple and doing a Wi-Fi scan and compromising your employees as they're coming in and out. At the same time, I'm keeping recon of what kind of people are going in at what time, what the security looks like. It's like, and what the dress is of that location. So when I do come in to actually attack them, I will be more dressed in that way and I'll blend in more. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't try to blend in too much. It's like I will be robbing somebody with a shirt on eventually at some point. It's like, so, I don't try to blend in. It's like, but, cause I like to come with warning labels. It's like, because I'm doing security awareness engagements. I'm not trying to do a red team engagement. There is a big difference. And there's just a close up. It's like, of the device. For some reason, I don't know why I put that in there. Why did I put that in there? I guess because I wanted to see a close up of the thing. It's like, I'm glad y'all asked. Also, I'm going to social media. It's like, if you want to know why information security people drink, just search on Instagram, #NewBadge. I mean, I don't drink alcohol and it's been pretty close sometimes. It's like, oh, this is why people want whiskey. Okay, now I understand. Because it gets depressing. And yes, I have been able to, on one engagement within less than an hour or two, no, it was less than an hour. It's like, because I was going through this one other step before I did that step. But it's like, get an employee badge from the company I was specifically robbing and print it out. It's like, to use on an engagement. Also, what I love too is on Instagram, there's certain geolocations. Your headquarters usually have a geotag location. That's awesome. Then I can just go to your location tag on Instagram and I can see everyone that is, what are the odds some of your employees have tagged where they work? High. It's very high, okay? It's like these poor individuals that have done it. It's like with this guy, if I dug deeper, I could show you the whole trail of this guy. It's like he's very social. Which are the best type of people to compromise. And so also, if you go on Twitter, you do search for #NewBadge, you'll get the same thing. But and you're also asking the question like, but Jayson, how do I print these badges out? What kind of advanced alien technology is like that just instantly do that within it's like, you got to go into work and try to like say that you're a new employee to get one of their badges. That's where the Badgie 100 comes in. The only way this device could be cooler, people, if it was the Badgie 3000. Okay. They really missed an opportunity there. Okay. So the Badgie 100, it's only $649 US. So that's what, 120 in euros or something? I don't know. It's like, but yeah, it's like right there, you can get the Badgie 100 and print out your own employee badge. It's like, does it have to be RFID? No. I've got badge cloners. I've got, this really cool boss cloner that's like 3 feet away, can scan your badges. Why? That's so much work. I'm a hacker. I'm trying to be lazy here, people. It's like you spend an hour so you don't have to do a 10-minute job, right? I mean, that's how it works. So it's like, I just want something that makes it look like I'm supposed to be there. I've literally gone to security and oh, it's not working. It's like, it's not even working. And they'll buzz me in. So once again, I got to remind you, one of the people in this video did everything almost perfectly the right way. But there was one miscommunication, and I used that to fully compromise the bank. And when I mean by fully compromised the bank, I mean I compromised every single machine, including the data center in the bank. And it's like, and I tell a lot of stories. And when I was getting this talk ready, I realized like I've told a lot of stories throughout the years, and y'all are like, y'all hear so many. I'm like, quite frankly, I don't believe half of them. I was there, and I'm like, there's no way. So now I'm going to give you a treat. You're actually going to see how I robbed a bank in 15 seconds, and how I completely robbed a bank in every machine in under 8 minutes. This video is less than 8 minutes long, by the way. So here we go. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to figure out how to do this. I'm new to this kind of stuff, so hold on. Here we go. Here we go. And, oh, hold on. Nope. Whoop. Yep, I'm not. I am. I'm going. I'm using a thumb control. You saw that little bitty device, right? It's like I'm using it right now to present. There we go. And we scroll. It's not the. Here we go. We're getting there. Hi. There we go. It's like, and there. Oop. Look at that face. She knows I don't belong. She was good. She was like, because I went in there when it was still closed. There was supposed to be customers coming in. Either way, I was supposed to be there. 15 seconds. It's already in. Oh, they had their Outlook open too. It's like, that's nice. Here it's executing the payload. 20 seconds, it pops up. It's done. And and I just close it out. Under 30 seconds, completely compromised the first bank computer. Now watch what she does.
Bonjour.
She's
doing the
questioning
USB
me.
audit.
Always doing the USB audit.
Could you log in real quick?
Well, why did it? Oh, because I was supposed to push play. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to go through that whole long thing again. Nope. Okay, we'll just stick it there. Okay, that pauses. It's the first time I've actually worked on this. It's like, that's what I'm going to say, yeah. Here we go. But watch how she approaches me.
Bonjour.
She's directly questioning me like she should have.
Doing the USB audit.
What's the USB audit? I have no idea.
Could you log in real quick?
Why? It is intent on not showing you this. But okay, I'm going to start what I'm going to say. Anyway, what I did was, did you notice as soon as I was challenged, I did not stop because I belong there. I made sure the perception was, oh, I'm doing my job. It's like, you can question me, but I got to finish doing my job. Can you log in real quick? I'm actually giving them a task, which puts them off because bad guys don't ask you to keep doing stuff that if they're doing something bad. So, how many times? It's like, okay, here we go. Oh, I forgot I got to look on this side. Computers are hard. I'm tired of seeing that.
Could you log in real quick?
Where? You're supposed to be able to.
I'm here to do the USB audit.
I swear to goodness, if it doesn't click.
Didn't headquarters call? I have a head office was supposed to contact you.
Head office didn't contact you.
Can you talk to the head?
Sure, no problem. That sounds.
No, y'all saw me. I pushed the pause button. Okay. But do you see what I did? She did what was right. What did she do? She's like, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you're supposed to be doing. It's like, you need to talk to the head manager. 100% correct. It's like, you don't understand how much I love it when I get caught. It's like, that's my job, is to make sure that they understand that they're doing the right thing, to help show them and show that. It's like, if I go back the next year and I don't get caught, or I don't get, if I'm more successful than I was before, I failed. It's like, that's not a good thing. Okay, here we go. I think it's going to work this time. Now it pauses. Mother. Okay. This is just.
Sure, no problem. That sounds great.
And I'm all natural about it. Sure. I'm not going to pause. Screw it. We'll just keep talking over it. But look what she does. This is the one mistake. This was the fatal flaw.
I'll stand by and wait. Let's see.
See, I say I'll stand by with me. I did a crosstalk attack. You may never heard of that because I made it up.
Do the USB audit, so I need to look at your computer real quick. Misty, thank you.
Told her to go away, so the manager thinks that she vetted me.
Yes.
She thinks the manager's going to vet me. No one vetted me. That is a crosstalk attack. I've done that. I've broken into high security facilities that I cannot say publicly.
Awesome.
Using that attack.
Can I go to? Can you get me behind the teller line?
Why not?
Yeah, thank you. And do you have a network server here too?
Why not everything?
Oh, can you show me that first?
Show me the data center first, just to make sure I get that before I get found out. That's my trusted agent, the guy who's with the employer to verify that if I do get caught or someone pulls a gun on me, which hasn't happened in a while, which is good.
That's okay.
They'll be there to help me out. So he walks me up to the data center. This is being recorded on a button cam. This was old footage from National Geographic I found somewhere that they didn't air. But this is the whole unedited scene from it. And but I also have like a watch camera. I have a pin camera. I'm a walking, talking Google streetcar when I'm on an engagement.
Okay.
And there he goes. Now this is very important.
I'll be down there in a second to go to the teller.
Just leave me unattended, please. Listen. That is a sigh of sadness right there, people. That was a sigh of sadness. Like, are you effing kidding me right now? It's like... And then I realized I want to keep the bank manager next to me. He was really good. So I can hurry up and get out and catch up to him.
Okay, let me see. I just need to.
I could have. I didn't. I didn't plug it in. He asked if I plugged anything in the data center. No, I just showed that I could get in there. And trust me, with some of the stuff I have, it's a lot better than a rubber ducky I could have used.
Good. Whew. Yeah, this one over, okay?
This is my favorite here.
Awesome.
Well, not my favorite, but it's locked. How rude!
This is locked.
I can't rob you with it locked. So the manager's nice enough to get the employee off his break, so he can unlock the workstation, so I can get a complete 100%. I mean, that's what I'm going for right now.
So okay, merci beaucoup. I'm sorry, I'm limited with my French.
See, I don't believe this stuff either.
You have better French than I do. I was in China just recently, and I was telling them that their English was better than my Chinese. So it's like, what are you going to do? It's like
the whole thing is this is Lebanon, so their main languages are French, Arabic, and English. And if you ask any of the French, I got a horrible accent too. But it's like I can halfway do some French words. It's like so I try to.
Sorry, I am so in the way.
Ingrate.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, this is the vault, people. Now I'm in the vault. Because this is where the wire transfers happen. This is where all the money is being done. Right here.
There we go.
So that's good. It's like, that's fun. Oh, they were in the middle of a wire transfer when I was, oops, my bad.
Okay. You were amazing. I greatly appreciate your help.
Yep.
It's like, I think thank you.
That's disbelief you're hearing tone in my voice.
So, that was good. I think we're good. I think I've got everybody.
Uh-oh, hold on.
Including the data center. So, I didn't give her machine real quick.
Remember, I'm petty.
Sorry, I want to be thorough.
I just want to be petty. I'm sorry. I'm not a hypocrite. I've got flaws, okay? It's like I will admit them. She did everything correct, and she still ended up getting her machine compromised.
Okay. Pop up. Done. And done. That is unbelievable. Oh, let me plug it back in for you. Sorry.
Got to be polite, you know. It's like.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate your help. Thank you very much. Y'all take care. Take care. Great. Thank you. How did that just happen?
I honestly did not know. It was like, I've done some branches like that, but that was like one of the most successful ones I've done. It's like, but it was a matter of perception. I have robbed other banks like that too, where I would go and walk in a certain area, like I knew where I was going, wait a certain moment, come back from a different direction, or like they thought I was talking to the bank manager, and then I would come in and say, "I'm from the headquarters," and they would let me, and by the time the bank manager finds me, I'm behind the teller line, so therefore I must have been vetted by one of the employees, and I've got full access still. This is the best video. Thank goodness it's not that long, so I shouldn't keep pausing it. It's like, we'll show you what I mean by perception. It's not where you look for warning labels. It's how our mind acts and our mind reacts through certain patterns. So this is me robbing a bank, another bank branch on this engagement. Notice I come in from the public-facing side, so therefore I'm definitely a danger. But look where I stopped. I stopped here behind this column in front of that, so it appears that I was talking to the lady who was on her phone, and then I come from a safe direction. Then I come from her desk, and I just walk in casually. I am now coming from a trusted side. The tellers don't think in their brains, like consciously, this side is safe, this side is dangerous. But you do. It is human nature. That's what I'm exploiting. It's like I'm exploiting human nature. It's like they know that that side was trusted, that employees and stuff come from that direction. If I was coming straight from the public side, I would have been questioned. They would have felt, I look sketchy AF. They would have said something. But I came from a trusted location. Here's me. It doesn't matter. I'm just talking and robbing them. It's like, I also got bored because I was trying to wait for this lady, so I just span around in the chair. It's like, and she says I have a lot of work, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Just hold on, let me, I know you're busy. Sorry, but I got to still rob you.
Is it the same organization?
Huh?
Is it the same organization?
Yes. Which is important because I guarantee you, and also on this same engagement, it's like, when they showed the show, this would be compromising the person that was on their phone. It's like, cause now I'm coming from the teller area. I'm coming from the safe area. They let me compromise them as well. I did this for the National Geographic show. And I will tell you right now, it's like when you look at this and you see these kind of things, you're like, why would they let you do that? Because they're not trained. I guarantee you, if I come back the next day or I come back the next week and I come back on everyone, they will know better because they will realize, or someone, and they don't have to look like me, just a different, because now they know. Now they know not to ask someone. It's like if someone's going to try to plug a device in, they know they have to get an email or get some kind of confirmation from security. It's like, oh, since I got 5 minutes, oh, I'm going to be much longer than that. It's like I'm the last guy, and it's like, and if y'all leave, I'm not offended. Don't worry. It's like, but I'll be done. It's like, so once again, it's the perceiving of the threat. External versus internal. Yeah, that's more like it. It's like, so it goes again. I'm not attacking your network with technology in 0 days to get in. I'm attacking your people using your perceptions and expectations against them. It's just our basic perceptions of what is safe and what is not. We're all familiar with this crazy internet sensation. It was a while back ago, it was before even TikTok. So it's like you may not be familiar with that. But this was the whole white and blue and black, white or gold dress phenomenon. I wanted to update it a little bit, so I did another one on perception. This is the thing about perception. Because remember, back in the old days, look at this clown. Look at this idiot. Dancing with the Stars, Mr. All Prissy Makeup, comedian dude. What a joke, right? And look at this buff, rugged, I don't need mosquitoes bounce off my chest. It's like while I'm hunting or horseback riding, because that's, weird. And also it's like, oh, there's my pet leopard. This is the guy who wants to go after the LGBTQ community, by the way. It's like, okay, project much. But, so the whole point here is look at all that masculine virility, right? Whew, I swoon him, right? But now we understand perception is one thing, actuality is another. Because look at this clown who should have been on Dancing with the Stars instead of trying to do an invasion. It's like, look at him. Look at this. It's like, these are all recent photos. I would almost feel sad for him if he had a soul. But, and then you look over at this guy. That's the same. I would not make fun of this guy's jokes or walk out of his act, okay? I will tell you that right now. This guy, his advisors are over here. These guys you don't want to meet in a dark alley. Those are his. I literally had the instinctual retain, like I wanted to give him my lunch money. It's like it was just like instinctual. It's like, so that's what that is. That's perception. What you usually see can be totally different than what is. I'm a very dangerous person. It's like, but I try to be very adorable. It's like, so you don't understand that, you don't see that. Oh, also that. Here's another thing about perception. It's about putting people at ease without them detecting that's what you're doing. Notice two things about these. These were taken a day apart. These two photos. But what is one thing in common? It's effing cold outside. It is below 0 Celsius outside, and I'm not wearing a jacket or winter gear. It's not because I am an idiot, but it's not because I'm an idiot for this one, okay? Because once I successfully break into the company, I can't be wearing an outside jacket because that shows that I'm from the outside. That shows I don't have a place to put my jacket. That shows I don't have a place to set up. But if I'm inside your location, you gotta love the Proxmark 3 scanner right there. If I'm inside your facility in the winter and I don't have a jacket on, well then obviously I've already sat down at my office or at my desk or in the conference room and I've already got a place to store my gear. Human perception, that's it. That was no Leet O'Day attack. That was just using people's perceptions against them. Also, on the first day of recon, I'm dressing up as a worker. I got the goatee. I don't have gel in my hair. It's like I'm looking different. But then I show up the next day, the goatee shaved. It's like I've got gel in my hair. It's like I'm dressed nicer. What does that do to people if they saw me the day before? It makes them go, oh, he looks familiar. I must have run into him before. Back in the day. And it makes me more trusted when I'm robbing them. Which is, the whole point is me to rob them. To teach them, via robbing. I just like saying robbing. But, okay. And here's some of the attacks. These are the 3 different attacks that I do. I do the passive role. That's usually my favorite. The assertive role, when I get to look like a stockbroker or a person with no soul. Wait, that's the same thing. Stockbroker or an executive or auditor kind of person. Or that's my let's see if it works. And those are some fun ones. Because all 3 of those I was doing attacks. It's like, I love getting a Proxmark scanner or getting a Wi-Fi device that they'll do some compromises and drops. You just tape it to the back of the cardboard sign. Because who looks at the homeless people? right? It's like, we don't want to acknowledge them because then we'd have to acknowledge the problems with our society. So it's like we can just go right past them. It's like he gets way too political. Sorry, I rant. And there we go. So let's start with layer 2, assertive role. Assertive roles do not mean aggressive, okay? What mannerisms and pretexts are involved are usually going to be, I'm in an authoritative role. I'm here to audit your network. There's a big acquisition coming up. It's like, because usually there is, because I was able to research that and figure out there was. I'm here to do an audit to make sure everything's working right. We had a problem with one of our locations. It's like, I'm here to do a USB audit to make sure the GPO policies are working properly. It's like, I've literally in Europe, it's like usually one, because it's like, sometimes you guys have to be a little bit more assertive. It's like, I'm here for the surprise inspection, and it's like, I can't get in. What part of surprise inspection do you not understand? I don't even want to be here right now. Let me into the server room, or I'm putting you on the report as well. I don't have time for this. I mean, surprise inspection. Thank you. I still put them on the report, but it's like a different way. So hardware can be used can be limited, but more discreet, the better your chances are of success. Because you want to use like a USB drive. You want to use something small that's not going to outfit of a guy in a suit or a person that's looking all professional looking. This is the way I usually look in assertive roles. I tell people, if you make me wear a tie, I will utterly destroy you. Okay? Not because you're paying extra, because I hate wearing ties that much. I want to make sure you regret it. It's like, this is a custom suit that I got made in Beijing. It's like, it's my business suit of doom. It's like one of the worst things about not being able to go to China right now is I can't go to my tailor. It's like, but when I first told him what I wanted for this suit, his first words out of his mouth were, "Are you a magician?" And I'm like, no. How could I be a magician? You guys, magicians always say, there's nothing up my sleeve. And I told him specifically to make pockets in my sleeves. So those are 2 bash bunnies in the pockets of my sleeves, so I can just literally say, there is something up my sleeve. It's like it's your network or what's left of it. It's like, so that's what I like about that. So it's got hidden pockets all through the jacket, all through the pants got big pockets. I love pockets. It's like, sorry ladies, I know it's a sore subject, but it's like there's just a lot available for me. It's like, can you see the 3 hacking devices in this picture? You got the watch, which is high def, 16 gig USB drive, infrared video camera. The 8 gig USB, or is it 16? I don't know. We'll get 8 gig USB hard drive, video recorder pin. Those 2 are the easy ones. Walking, talking Google Streetcar, we mentioned. It's like, but what's the next one? I made sure all my shirts were custom made too with French cuffs, because I'm classy like that. It's like I do the pinky and everything. It's like, so, cufflinks. Got to have the matching cufflinks. Well, these aren't totally matching. You have to forgive me. One's a USB wireless adapter that turns your desktop into a wireless access point for me and a gateway into your network from the parking lot. And the other one is a 2 gig USB drive. It's like, don't worry, I'm not going to steal any of your data and copy it onto the USB drive because you got all those write policies. Very nice stuff. It's like, I'm just going to use the command and control software that I have on there, and also has the wireless drivers for Mac, Linux, and Windows, so I can install the wireless drivers so I can compromise you. So that's fun. Here are some of the other devices. If you think this is overkill, you are correct. If you think I'm flexing, you are correct. It's like, how many of all these gadgets have you used in an actual... I've used that one. And I used that one. And, crap. I think there was a pineapple somewhere. Oh, that one. So that's it. Those are it. Those are the devices. But it looks cool and intimidating, doesn't it? I could if I wanted to use all those, but I'm not a big blowhard like other people who try to threaten you with a whole bunch of stuff they have, but they're not going to use. So, yeah, that's bad. So now let's go to the next layer. Passive roles do not mean wimpy or timid. What matters, that means I need your help to help you. I'm usually with tech support, help desk. It's like, I'm just here to do an audit. It's like, look, I don't want to be here. It's like, can you let me do this audit real quick? I need to check this out. It's like, I'll be out of your hair real quick. I'm here to make the network faster. Be on a T1 line direct to your desktop via fiber. And you tell someone you're making the network faster, or if they notice the network's running slow, say, yeah, it is. It's like, that's great. It's like, what else can I do for you? It's like, so yeah. Hardware use can be more varied and more unusual, being explained away as a techno-thinky summer or other, which I have actually used in the field, which is helpful. This is the role I use. These are some of the shirts. I've compromised several companies. My favorite one was in New York, right across the site from Ground Zero, a high-secured building. It says, your company's computer guy on it. They let me in. But this one I use the most. It says hacker. I come with warning labels, people. It's like, it says hacker on it, and I've robbed places with that all the time. It's great. One manager actually came in after me when I was in the server room for about 20 minutes because the employee mentioned it's like, yeah, he's from some company called Hacker. It said hacker on it. And the manager, what? And then I talked to him and assured them, and it was okay. So this is the tool mechanism I'm using here. It's my clipboard of doom. There's a theme. It's like, and I love this clipboard of theme. The clipboard of doom. One of the best things about it, it's got pockets. Ladies, you with me? I think one of the worst things in modern society right now is women can't have pockets and men can't wear purses. It's like, people ask what, I call that my man purse. F it. You know, it's like, I think it's awesome. It's like, so yes, it's like, it's got nice little pockets. It's got like some Bash Bunny, some other devices in there. But this is some of the scariest devices that I used to compromise at almost 100% success rate. Okay. Not the OMG cables. Those OMG cables are amazing. Okay. If you've never seen an OMG cable, you got to Google that because it's awesome. It's like, no, the envelopes and the marker. Because I go and I find while I'm walking around and I find someone's desk or their cube and it's got their name on it or the little name card or something like that and they're not there. I take out an envelope. I write their name on the envelope. I put in a malware USB drive in the envelope. You know, seal the envelope. And I put it on their desk. And I walk on. Name the employee that you have in your enterprise that is not going to go to their desk in their secured area where they're safe and find a USB drive in an envelope that is sealed with their name on it who is not going to plug that into their computer. Good. People are honest here. That's awesome. It's like, let's go to the next part. There's other layers. It's like, you know, I love layers. In security, we always use defensive layers. I like to be an ogre. I have layers. So it's like, I love layers. This is what's inside there. Here's a whole bunch of really scary things. I am working on some new tools, besides the Shark Jack. I'm loving this one right here. This is the Screen Crab. It's like you just plug into HDMI into one side and you plug into HDMI back into the monitor. And now you're recording everything on the monitor. How many executives have those high-end HDMI monitors? Pretty good ratio. Take it from me. I love it. It's like, so, that's really nice. So those are some of the devices that you can use. The last layer is the OMG roles, should not be your first choice. Trust me. What matters in particular, I can't tell you. I robbed a financial place as an executive TV producer once. I love robbing hotels, barefoot, in pajama bottoms. It's like in a t-shirt. I've literally walked into the lobby of the hotel around 2:00 in the morning, go to the lobby bathroom. It's like stay there for about an hour and a half. And trust me, that is not a fun experience. It's like, especially at 2:30 in the morning. It's like, and then I wait. Then I take my pants off. I take my top shirt off. It's like my shoes and my socks, roll them all up, stick them under the counter, the sink counter, and I walk out. And now I'm a hotel guest. It's like, that works out very well too. It's like, so that one, it's like, yeah, hardware used to fit the situation also will likely need to be easy to hide. It's like I usually wear like swim trunks underneath the pajama bottoms because it's like I have to have some place to put all these things. But usually it's just like either my phone so I can call for help. And a USB, was an old time, it was rubber ducky. Now it's just a Bash Bunny 2. It's like much cooler, or an OMG cable. This is what I wear. This is me robbing a very luxurious, where I can't even say, hotel in the south of France, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pajama bottoms, barefoot. This view was the cheap hotel they had to put me in because they couldn't afford to keep me in the hotel the whole entire time for the pen test. It's like they could only afford one night in the nice hotel, and then they put me in this little rinky-dink shed for the rest of it. I actually like this one better because it's like I like the view. But that's what you do. So what you're usually doing is carrying a pen or a rubber ducky to commit attacks that way. And we're going to finish it off with, you got to remember, if I do find a way in, and I usually do, I mean, very critically, these are both using controls that I was told were okay. This was on the 7th floor of Nicosia Cyprus office building of the financial institution because the cameras right there in the elevator lobby did not cover this window right here. And also there was another window right over there, another camera over there, and it did not cover the server room that only had a drywall with glass windows on that, but no one would be able to get in without being detected, they said. Because what idiot would climb out that window with a 7-story drop and go around the column into the railing and then climb up the vent to get to there? Have you met me? Okay? It's like, and the best part about it was the guy who told me I couldn't do it, I told him there was a camera in my pocket, and I made him take the picture of it because I had my jacket. It's like he had to hold my jacket. So that was fun. Petty. So there we go. So then make sure your employees know how to respond once I'm there. Because I'm losing, like I said, here's a better picture of your company's computer guy. This picture is from my greatest accomplishment in my whole entire career. It is the one that I'm most proud of. Everybody talks about accidentally robbing the wrong bank in Beirut and stuff, you know. It's like, whatever. That was a failure on my part. That was a mistake that I did. I mean, it was cool because I lived. It's like, but it was not planned. I was hired the year before to break into this company. I destroyed them. I was the worst thing to happen to them in such a long time that no one had ever gotten in, and all the pinches they had, no one ever made it inside and up the elevator. It's like, and gotten into their office. The guy who hired me found me with one of his employees' badges sitting at his desk when he came back from his conference meeting. It's like going, hi, were you expecting me? It's like, so that was bad. It's like the next year. And during that year afterwards, the CEO at their all hands employee meeting made sure to spend at least 10 minutes talking about the importance of security awareness, of computer security. He made sure that they took that to heart. They took the things that I said. I go back the next year, looking different than I did before. There was a new receptionist at the desk. Stopped me as soon as I got in. Would not let me walk up naturally up the stairs. I had to sign in. I had to tell her who I was meeting. She wrote it down. Then I had to go to the restroom. Always have to go to the restroom right at the beginning of the engagement. Well, I also drink too much Pepsi, but in the engagement, I get lost when going to the restroom. So I got to go to the restroom. She lets me in. Instead of going left to the men's room, I go right down a corridor, compromise 2 machines. Already a lady is getting up out of her desk to see why I'm over there. It's like, yes, I compromised him already. The receptionist had already talked to the guy who was meeting me to let him know, because there was a camera that she was watching, and she noticed that I turned left instead of right. Every section of that company, 2 floors, different departments, every department that I went into, I was able to pwn someone. I was able to compromise. But At every department, I was caught. Every department, someone caught me. That's amazing. And that shows that you're doing a good job. That shows that you worked and you did it. I loved it. It's like, because they learned and they questioned. And they didn't just let me do it willy-nilly. It's like, that's the first time I used willy-nilly in a long time. It's like, but that is literally what you're supposed to strive for, is to have your employees do that. I am not doing a test that they fail. I'm doing a lesson so they learn. And that's what we have to make sure our employees understand. They're not being tested for failure. They're being taught to learn, to do better. And to me, that is what's important that we're missing a lot in these engagements. So how do we teach them? You don't just warn your employees, show them. I've got some old YouTube videos out there and others on how these attacks occurred, not in theory, but show them real world examples. But not just me. There's plenty of people a lot more talented than I am. They can do a lot more scarier things. Let your employees see that. Because they're watching these, infographic every 6 months, every year, PowerPoint, death by PowerPoint slides, so they can do the multiple choice question. And if they get it wrong, they can go back and then choose again, so they can be certified and regulated, because, Sarbanes-Oxley, Bramley-Schleiley, and all the other little names. And it's like, it's like all that stuff. It's like, but seriously, show them how it actually happens. Don't just tell them that, don't click links. Be careful of phishing emails. This is what you should watch out for. Give them something to know. Interact with employees when things aren't on fire. Guess what? This is going to hurt some people's feelings here, because it hurts mine sometimes. Employees don't necessarily like information security. You're not the nicest people to be around sometimes. When I used to work on a gang task force, it's like, guess what? I got the joy of seeing everybody on their worst day of their life. Something horrible just happened to them, and I show up. Something horrible is about to happen to them. It's not good. That's the same way they see you in information security. You only show up when something bad has happened. Do lunch and learns. Show them how you're an actual asset. Show them how you look at them as an asset to the company, as a part of the security team. Get them involved in that. Make them part of it. Make them know who you are and that you're trying to help before something bad happens. And remember the 3 E's: educating, empowering your employees, and then plus enforcing actual policies that help. You need to be able to do that. Solution 3, stop making it another task they should deal with and sell them on the idea it's a way to offset work to security. Human nature, remember? They don't want to do anything that they're not being paid to do. So we need to make sure that they understand that security is part of their job. But then we also need to let them know, you don't really want to look at that email or respond to it. It looks a little sketchy. Just forward it to security. Make them deal with it. You see a guy walking in the building, you don't know who they are. It's like, you don't want to touch them. It's like, call security. Make them deal with it. Make it their problem. Sell them on that. Because trust me, I've been a perfect example. Humans are petty. We don't like to do all that kind of work. Make the security people do it. That's what they're there for. They're there to go through all those freaking spam emails. And it's like all those different emails that you don't want to deal with. It's like, that's what you do. You make them understand that you're there to help them and take some of the work from them. And create teachable moments for your employees before a real attacker does. In other words, don't wait to hire and I love this because it's counterintuitive. You don't have to hire me. It's like when you're doing a security, you shouldn't hire me. You shouldn't be hiring any red team person or pen tester. It's like when you're starting out a security awareness program or starting out your security and trying to get your employees involved. Your employees should be doing that. You should be understanding what that is and what the needs are. It's like you need to make sure that you're set up for that first before you try to get someone else to come in and look at it. Whew. Well, I wasn't lying. I'm done. I'm keeping y'all back so bad. I'm sorry. Is there any questions? Everybody wants just to get the GTFO and get a drink. Yes.
How do you hack remote employees? Do you go to their home and steal their stuff, or?
Work from home employees? Oh my gosh, those are easy. Because you know how many work from home employees are letting their children use their work computers? Do you know how many work from home employees are actually on unsecured Wi-Fi? Do you know how many work from home employees are going to Starbucks and Panera Bread to do their work because the Wi-Fi is better and they don't have to deal with their children harassing them while they're working? If you think work from home protects you from getting compromised, no. It's like I would refer you to the 2004 Dark Source episode where an attacker went through a dual home VPN to get source code. It's like, don't trust your employees. It's like people, and another thing is when we talk about like, well, work from, your network is not at that headquarters. It's not just, that's untrusted network. Everything should be considered untrusted. It's like you should be actually looking exfiltration. The whole thing I tell people is that we're so set in this mindset of trying to defend our networks from attack. Get over it. It's going to get popped. Something's going down. Okay? No matter how good your defenses are, at some point something can be compromised. How quickly do you detect and how quickly do you respond? That's what we should be striving for. Is to make sure that our incident response is better. Making sure that our people understand when to detect it. When I broke into that company in 2020 in the before times, it's like it was amazing because even though I was successful, but for how long? That compromise only lasted 10 minutes, tops. And they would have been able to curtail it. They would have been able to respond to it. And that wouldn't have brought them out of business. But how many companies have you seen that have been compromised for 6 months, for a year and a half? How much damage was done then? My gosh, Sony, freaking 1.8 terabytes of data leaving their network. A network admin should have at least asked, hey, would you like us to increase the bandwidth pipe? It seems like you're doing a lot of data transfer. Nothing. Stop just trying to defend what's coming into your company or attacking. Start looking closer at what's leaving it and how it's leaving. That's where you find the compromises. It's like how many people in here have firewall rules that say internal, outside, allowed? Makes me want to drink. Seriously. That's almost worse than the any rule. So you have to make sure that you're doing that. So work from home employees are just as easily compromised. Any other questions? I will be going to the after party because I know a lot of people don't like asking questions, and also you want to get out of here. And so I'll be around, and please stop me, question me, and ask me things. I don't mind answering questions and helping out. And I'm also holding up people, so that's even better. Oh my gosh, I'm in between the prizes. I'm glad you guys didn't even storm already the stage. It's like that's a good thing. So I will get out of here now. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.